Well, I just got back from J-Pro here in town, had my car serviced, and I had to, the air conditioning quit working in it last summer, end of last summer, so I had to have them, recharge the refrigerant in the lines, and I also had my tires rotated, my oil changed, and come to find out there were actually some lights out in it. So they had to change out some lights, brake lights or whatever, but here's kind of it's starting to rain. I better make this quick, but my car is still hanging in there. It's a 2011 model, and it's, of course, could use a paint job. Guess one of these days I'll run it through the car wash. I haven't washed a car in at least 20 years and still has that big old scratch where I had that fender bender back in December that I actually did a video on. So I'm going to go inside my car and do the rest of the video there because it's starting to rain out here. And another thing, this driver's side door handle, well, it's a, keyless entry car. Have the key fob on me and just have to press that button. My car will automatically unlock or lock, whatever, but it actually has a place where the handle is starting to crack in two, so I got duct tape on this to hold that in place. Of course, I think I was told I would have to go to the Nissan dealership to replace this handle. I don't want to spend that kind of money, so I just got it mended with duct tape for the time being. Well, here's my invoice today for the work I had done on my car. All the details right there. Oil tire rotation, refrigerant recharge, lights changed, and all totals out to 211, which I guess it could be worse, but, and now they even told me that, the oil gaskets, in the engine have a lot of course wear and tear to them, and I'm eventually gonna have to have the oil gaskets replaced. And it's gonna, they gave me the estimate, that's gonna be $270. There's some of the details and the estimates and the actual price. But hopefully the rain's let up for a minute and let me go outside, pop up the hood and show you something. Here's a look at the engine of my car. And look down here in that area, you can see some oil residue, and apparently from the gaskets being wore out. But yeah, I mean, you'll see the oil residue, and gonna have to, they say, I mean, it is, I guess, leaks a little oil time to time. They say that I need to make another appointment to get the gaskets changed, which I'm going to do that in the near future, but just wanted to show you that. A little bit of oil residue, and I asked them if my car would be good to drive to Blue Ridge, Georgia this weekend since we're planning a cabin outing. And they said, go ahead. I mean, it ain't anything serious, but, I just need to try and get in there, maybe get them gaskets changed out. I mean, as soon as I get a chance. As I may have mentioned, my car is a 2011 model. Well, it was made in 2011, but I actually bought it in 2013 from Curtis Auto Parts before the owners retired. I mean, Curtis Auto Parts is no longer in business, but it was at the time. That's where I got this car from. What this car is actually a used, rebuilt wreck. Of course, that's what they did. They rebuilt, cars for a living that were actually wrecked. And, I mean, it's been a pretty good car. Just, some problems here and there. Back in 2019, I had to have the back axle replaced. I mean, when I took my car in for a checkup, they noticed the back axle was leaking fluid and all that, and had to replace that. Had to have the cabin filter changed. More work back then, and bill was probably, well, it was over $1,000. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. I mean, it's really hasn't given me that much problems, except for just a few things here and there, but that's expected with any car. I mean, it's really nothing out of the ordinary. Well, except for the refrigerant leaking out of my air conditioning and my lights going out. I mean, it doesn't even seem so long ago that I had some lights changed to that. I mean, I guess they're made in China, where everything's made, that ain't worth a shit. But let me go ahead and show you some more things on the inside. Go ahead and try and hold the camera here, and I got this car actually has a remote key fob to it, which, the unlocking, the car starting is programmed right here in this key fob. So all I have to do is just keep the fob in my pocket and just turn the ignition. It started up. Go ahead and turn it back off, but every now and then this ignition will kind of be stubborn with turning. Then I'll get a message up there that says key not detected. I mean, not very often, but just every once in a while. I mean, may need another battery change out to my fob or something, but lately it's been starting up just fine, so knock on wood. And let me turn on the accessories and show you what's in the dashboard. Well, the mileage varies a lot. I mean, where it says miles per gallon, at times it's read 28 miles per gallon. Sometimes it will read up to 30 miles a gallon. And right now, it's reading only 26 miles a gallon. I mean, it's... of course, that reading is really fickle. And, I just don't know what's up with that. Maybe, the meters aren't quite as accurate as they used to be or something, but reading 26 miles a gallon. Of course, could use more than 26 miles a gallon, of course, with gas over $4 a gallon here in Athens, Tennessee, and higher other states and stuff. And here's the mileage on my car. 126,625 miles to it. So you can tell this car has definitely been around the block a time or two. And I've driven it a lot. Driven it to Knoxville, to Twin Peaks. Drove it drove it to Chattanooga. I've made several out-of-town trips with this car. And this weekend, I'll be driving it to Blue Ridge, Georgia to meet our family in the cabin. So, anyway, I mean, still hanging in there, you know, just, I hope it will be around for at least a few more years. I mean, I'm not ready to buy a new car yet. I really don't want to have to buy a new car, you know, for a while. So I'm hoping I can baby this puppy up and keep it on its toes for at least maybe 5 to 10 more years. We'll see. And maybe I'll do more updates on this car in the future, and hope y'all enjoyed and have a good day.